So, chat, there was a treehouse today. I'm going to cover this for a little bit. I'm going to talk about it. And they showed a lot of gameplay. Now, my goal here is to. I watched some of this on my own, not too much. Mario Kart blew me away, honestly. I was shocked at how well this concept seems to work. Now, I cannot, unfortunately, drop the price, but I can do this instead. Enter my amazing world of fun and fantasy intrigue. Okay, Mario. $100. No, Mario. This is a piece of art from Sloshua. By the way, that's not me. People were tagging me like, Vinny, you're in this. That's not me. They didn't make that with me in mind. It's $50 if you get the package. Listen, I'm aware. We can do this right now. The price is too high on pretty much most of the peripherals. We can do this real quick. You know how I feel if you watch the Nintendo Direct. You know how I feel if you heard me talk about it. I agree the price is too high. I don't know shit about tariffs because I'm dumb, and I don't know what that's going to do. I don't know if this was accounting for that. No one seems to know. I know it's cheaper in Japan, but the yen is weaker. But I do feel like even on the peripherals, Nintendo is kind of gouging their customers a little bit. But then I also see that adjusted for inflation, the new Mario Kart price is in line or lower than some other Mario Karts. And then I see stuff like this, and I remember why I had to rent games so frequently, and why some of these games would only be birthday and Christmas, and that was it. So the problem with this is, if this is up to the retailer, that's one of those things that, they could just charge whatever they want. Tetris and Dr. Mario being $80, that's like in the 90s. That's like, I guess, almost another $50, $60 in today's money. But, rental, like Blockbuster was huge for a reason, chat. Some of these things were really expensive. And, so I'm not here to defend Nintendo. Nintendo is in success mode right now. They're cocky. If there's any proof of that, take a look at the Twitch chat or the YouTube chat from this treehouse. Chat, what were they saying? Chat? Drop the price. It was being spammed. I doubt they're going to do it, and I feel like they're very, very cocky right now, and I think they're going to probably end up still selling some stuff. So yes, I mean, there's some justification to say that the prices and inflation, blah, blah, blah. I still think they're gouging people. We're going to move on. All right. So the thing I love most about the Mario Kart stuff, I'm going to just talk a little bit about some of the stuff. You get to drive to the next course. So for me, Mario Kart is always a lot of fun multiplayer, but when I play it without friends, I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of racing around. But the idea that you now get to explore this world, this like massive world, you get to go from course to course. You even get to eat cheeseburgers, chat. And apparently they change what you look like.
The most fun things about going on a road trip is like trying all the different foods.
So, I mean, there's some really genuinely cool stuff. I was like, okay, when I watched the trailer, I was like, this looks good. But watching this treehouse stuff made me really a lot more interested. The world looks pretty big. I love the idea of driving to the next course. You can do some tonky honk shit. Let me show you. This looks cool too. Yeah, like up here. Look at this shit. This level looks fucking amazing. So not only do you have you can grind on rails, you can wall jump with a cart. It's actually kind of crazy. So yeah, that and just the amount of world there is, and some of the references to old levels that I saw on the world map. This whole shit here, this is a really cool creative level that you can actually see in the background when you're driving up to it. Again, you can watch the whole treehouse if you want to really go frame by frame, or you want to see the whole thing. But look at that, it's just there. it's really cool.
There we go. All the way out there, which is so cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope there's actually stuff to do in the world. Maybe collectibles. Maybe just like spots that you can, I don't know, like just mark that you've been there. Maybe there's Koroks, but stuff like that would be cool. The other thing is the amount of characters. Just I'm trying to like talk about some stuff I haven't already, but you can see all the different carts, the levels. There's 7 pages of characters, and that includes a cow from Moo Moo Meadows, like a dolphin, a crab. It's just an insane roster.
Earlier you had it on Toad, who
Okay,
you
yeah,
could
we'll
just
go
again,
back to
again,
Toad.
yes. I mean,
So yeah, there's costumes and stuff, but it's cool.
He looks like he's ready to rumble.
he really does.
I know anyone just joining, I see one chat member saying price, price, price. I got you. I got you, bro. I'm with you. The pages also include costumes, so it's not as big as it seems. Well, that's fine. Scoot is not here, unfortunately. But yeah, some of the details here are actually really cool. This is, I think, a weirdly natural evolution for this series. On some level, I guess I was kind of hoping for like a Diddy Kong Racing party mode, or campaign mode with boss fights, but I think the open world aspect is a lot cooler than I expected. So yeah, looks good. And I was reading some stuff. NVIDIA was saying that the Switch 2 is like 10 times the power of the Switch 1. And apparently none of these games at the Treehouse are running with DLSS, but it seems NVIDIA has mentioned DLSS. You could post your kappas. I don't know if I believe it either.
The course is getting completely.
But yeah, so that's Mario Kart. After watching this, I'm like, that's cool. Like the tricks you can do and shit. I'm weirdly more excited. I just want to eat a burger in Mario Kart. Donkey Kong, I watched a decent amount of. This looks really good. Oh, you can spin, chat. Spin!
Lamp, yeah. It's like a disco party.
You got some spinning. Basically, you're just, you're in these environments and you're breaking shit, and you're collecting like this banana gold, and I really am excited for this. This is like, after the trailer was good. It looks like a really expressive, fun, colorful game, but then like actually being able to get in there and just like break shit, like Fred Durst once said. It just looks really cool. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Why pants? I have a feeling we're going to see a number of pantless and panted Donkey Kongs in this game. But yeah, there's a lot of little monkey fellas, which is cool. It shows you like, there's like a number of moves that you have. You can grab stuff and you can spin on it. I'm getting really familiar now, or like used to the design of Donkey Kong in this game. I kind of really like it, and the animations are incredible.
He's a lot more action-oriented in this game, in a very
And he
hands-on
says,
way, as you might
"Ooh,
be
banana,"
seeing
when you
the,
pick up banana.
two walls here, forming the area around me here.
As you might imagine, one of the big sort of elements of DK is his strength.
Yeah.
And that's on full.
So I actually would like for them to pick up the banana so he can go.
Everything around you is,
Oh, banana!
Rip up a chunk of the terrain too and use that to cause
It doesn't look like Retro worked on this. I don't think any specific team was revealed, but most people seem to think it's the Odyssey team.
here. So once you have a chunk, you can play around to your heart's content.
So yeah, I mean, this is a really good, like, it feels like E3 a little bit. I'm not overly impressed with the amount of games they showed at this Direct, but I will say Mario Kart is now looking pretty damn good, and so is this. So
it forms as this gold, but also in these vanadium gems that you
did
can
it.
see here.
Oh, banana. So it's like, I was looking at this, I was like, is this Majora's Mask, but Donkey Kong? And no, not really, but I also like, another thing is the girders, the steel girders look like original Donkey Kong. So I'm pretty, I'm impressed by that. I think it looks cool. But yeah, I mean, just being able to like break everything in the world, and it remembers what you've broken, apparently. That's like a feature they're advertising. Like everything, almost everything is breakable, like the terrain, and it will remember all of it. So it's like Red Faction. This is 20 years too late, but you know, the power of the Switch 2. So yeah, this is looking really, really fucking nice to me. And I was sad we didn't get another 3D Mario, but I'm actually completely okay now because this looks awesome.
Sorry, everybody at home. Yeah, we do have another segment coming up in just a little bit here. We're going to show you off.
So next they show Metroid Prime running on the Switch 2. There's some good statistics on, you know, running at 4K and 60 FPS and all that. But, you know what, chat? I didn't watch too much of this. I don't think I'm going to use the mouse controls. I think I'm just going to use a Pro Controller. Apparently, you can use your old Pro Controller from Switch 1 on the Switch 2. I don't know if that's 100% confirmed.
You've got your reticle in the middle there. You can use that to lock on to
But that would be... It is. Okay, good. That's good, at least. Visually, this looks really nice. Obviously, the Switch 2 is quite a bit more powerful. And, you know, the Switch 1 version of the game looks a little blurrier. Textures aren't as crisp, all that shit. But it's still playable on Switch 1.
But also you're playing in a mode called Quality Mode, which is in 4K, 60 FPS. So for anybody that is watching...
But I don't really need 4K for, you know, for a game. I'm good with, like, 1080p on most occasions. But that's just me. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like in 4K. So this is just the very beginning of the game. This is like the freighter in Metroid Prime 1, but it's more like action. And then, obviously, you get to the planet, and you do the stuff they showed in the previous trailer for the Switch 1 Direct. So, chat, I know it's cool. The mouse thing is like a cool option, and they're pushing it with that Wheels game and everything, but anyone else think it looks kind of fucking uncomfortable? Like, aside from having to have a table in front of you, you also are holding like a kind of an awkward piece of plastic. So it's a cool thing. I hope if they make Mario Paint 2 or something like that, I'll definitely check it out, and I'll use the mouse controls, you know, on some stuff. But if I can play this with a Pro Controller, that's how I will play it.
Yeah, they're coming in real fast.
This definitely, I feel like they're holding, for Metroid, they're holding their cards close to their vest right now. I don't think they're revealing a lot of stuff. We know Samus can move stuff with her freaking mind. We know there's a big action space pirate thing. There's Silex. We know that there's, she's the chosen one according to some moth or something, whatever. But it's all really early game stuff. So that's a good thing in a way for me, because you know, I'm a huge Metroid Prime fan and just Metroid in general. I'm going to pick it up. I hope Retro is up to the task and makes this game. I know they have a lot of new people. This took a long time. Bandai Namco had to pass it off. But I have some faith that they can do a good job. I think the game looks visually really nice. I think all of the elements are definitely in place. And what I'm kind of interested in is, what is the game going to be like later on? What kind of upgrades? There's a cool suit they showed, but like, what's the new gameplay additions? Like, what kind of power-ups? What kind of like worlds? Do you get to go to like more than one planet, or are you stuck on one planet? So these are questions that have not been answered, and maybe that's okay. Maybe I would be just more happy to be surprised. It's like a trailer for a movie that gives you the whole plot. So, yeah, I'm definitely excited. The boss fight, again, looks very, very like tutorial kind of boss fight.
Or even missile replenishment. That will be handy. But as you can
And
get the angle right.
it reminds me of the frigate, the Orphean frigate. Just a couple basic things. Animations look good. All the visuals are nice. Again, you know, it doesn't look like a next-gen game necessarily, but it looks very crisp. I say that looking at this. I'm like, it's not next-gen. It looks awesome. But, I mean, it does look like a Switch 1.5 thing, so it does kind of look like the in-between of Switch and Switch 2, which it is. So, yeah, I think I'm pretty excited. but I'm not gonna say I'm like a 10 out of 10 like when Dread was around.
That orange.
Here's this garbage that they're charging money for, which is like
Talk to this person who wants to tell us the
it's
best.
actually like hilarious that this costs money. I've talked about this
is a minigame.
yesterday and the day before.
This one's an actual minigame.
Like they're lost in the sauce. Even if it's $10, chat's saying $10, that's fine. This is an instruction manual they're charging money for.
On the screen. So,
right? They're like
So it's silly.
4K display.
Yeah, there's some cool stuff. It shows you there's like this thing with Mario.
40 pixels wide.
That's
You can
fine.
see as Dutch is progressing in the stage,
It's showing you the difference between the original Mario resolution and 4K.
The entirety of
Astro was free. I know. Astrobot was free. And Wii Sports is free too.
I'm like
Yeah.
squinting right now. to-
But I mentioned Reggie was the one who pushed for that. So
To a 4K
So we saw earlier.
wait, are there quizzes?
HD Rumble.
Oh my
It's
God.
HD Rumble 2.
That's right, because HD Rumble.
You know what that looks like to me? They're training Nintendo employees. It looks like they're at like you're taking a quiz so that you can work at the Nintendo store. This is listen, I get some people are gonna be happy about this existing. I talked about this the other day. This looks like the most uncomfortable, unfun game to play. If this was part of a mini-game collection, like Nintendo Land kind of thing, right? Or if this was part of that previous game, just as a way to show some new controls with some new thing. But this is so... it seems so one note. It seems like I'm surprised they're even showing this as its own segment in Treehouse. I don't think I'd want to play this for more than a couple minutes. That's personal. So yeah, very, very one note, very bare bones. It should have been included with the console yet again, or something like that. I mean, you know, good for Nintendo for trying something different and for, you know, what they're doing here, but also, no thank you. Like, that's a hard pass for me. And like, what are they going to charge for that? Here's why it looks like a Mario Odyssey developed. The team, like a general kind of same team. Like, this definitely has an Odyssey vibe to it.
Yeah, I like that because it shows that all these enemies can also deform the terrain around you.
That is a giant chunk of stone you've got there.
Like that.
Really helpful. Did you punch upwards? For
I
that?
sure did.
Oh my gosh.
It seems like there's also side-scrolling sections, too. Cranky Kong is also here. And Espresso the Ostrich. So they're still using some rare designs.
Just gonna use that to collect that really easily.
Right there, that's what you use,
And take out
Blow
that
it all
Kart
up.
while they're
Yes,
taking-
getting
I wonder if it has like a Wario aspect where you're looking for specific treasures, too.
Oh,
You just keep going here. You can really wreak havoc. You can really punch your way through so much of this terrain.
It's
Really
really cool, honestly. It just looks like a lot of fun. And it looks like,
yeah, it's like, why go for
you know, finding secrets is going to be a cool thing to do.
destroy it all. There's like nothing left.
It's worth mentioning that the
Um,
destruction that you're wreaking.
Yeah, I mean, some of the visuals are,
Yeah, I see something pretty
like, some of the
cool.
terrain's a little basic. The lighting is very, very harsh.
Screen. You can actually see all the destruction we're causing.
So, I mean, it in the earlier segment, the nighttime stuff, like, or, you know, down here, it looks a little bit better.
Yeah, here's another one of those.
But yeah, outdoors, it's like very, very
Act fast.
stark.
Less effort.
Well, there. Curl that. Just curl that.
I want to hear that.
Faster. So.
Yes.
Less effort.
Okay. So yeah, but I'm really into this, and Cranky Kong is in the game. So again, they redesigned Kevin Bayless, who redesigned Donkey Kong for the Rare era, was like, I wasn't an artist. Donkey Kong looks awesome. Embrace change. And you know, listen, I love the Rare era Donkey Kong. I love that design, that goofy motherfucker. His expand dong face.
Down here now, collect this first banana in this area.
Nice.
But I think this looks really good. I think he's got a lot of personality, and it kind of is like closer to arcade Donkey Kong. Hot take, this one is better. You know, for me, it's not about better necessarily. I think they're doing different things. And listen, chat,
So, in each of these challenge courses, you're going to
when I was a young child, I too grew up with things that I loved. And as I've gotten older, I've watched those things change. Sometimes I've watched them get worse. We've talked about this recently, even last night. It's okay sometimes. You weren't born old. Could you believe I was the young one of various groups at one point in my life?
Never gets tired of bananas either.
But yeah, I think I like the new design. Looks like shit. It's worse. Not a fan. No, it's worse. Looks like shit.
Here we are. Back in the lagoon layer.
Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay, chat member?
Cleverly designed like monkey-themed objects in this layer again, and a lot of very good art.
Just saw on the flowers right there.
They're back.
They're back.
The funny thing is, there's another chat member
Oh, no, you followed.
that
Take it
thinks
away,
that's
take it away,
bait.
take it away.
No, that's real.
Try something else.
That's definitely real.
Yeah.
Get away.
Of course, it's, you know, listen, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right? And I think Donkey Kong is beautiful when he looks like this or when he looks like
DK does not run.
this.
DK does though. Me do. I do. I run. What you looking at, bud?
You know? It's kind of like
Oh.
Like Odd Rock said earlier. That I've heard
there's definitely a beauty
Wow. They just
to this monkey.
right after two.
But I'm very excited for this game. I think it looks like a lot of fun, and it has like some aspects of Mario Odyssey, some DK64. It's got its own thing, Red Faction. It's just almost a little bit of a Breath of the Wild thing too,
Here, pipe.
with the freedom they're giving you. So,
That one for you guys to figure out.
like competition.
but yeah, I'm excited for it. $70.
Never get tired of that face.
Excited to pay
Every
$80
time he
for
sees
it.
a banana
I
in
understand,
this
chat member.
game,
I know.
Starts frothing at the mouth. Good job, DK.
Never gets tired of bananas either.
So we'll hop into this big barrel cannon, blast our way back up.
Let's see what else.
Guidance. So you
There's
can
this,
see in the
which,
Nintendo
you know, I don't
Switch,
really want to spend too much
we see
time on this,
navigation
but
at the top in the middle there.
what's unfortunate is this. Okay, so the game loads faster.
Hanging out in a peaceful forest where everything is lovely.
It's got better frame rates. The resolution's higher. I think some better lighting.
So we're gonna
There's stuff like that going on. So yeah, I mean, that's cool, but these are not, for me, these are not necessarily replayable games. I feel like one of the things I said was, if there wasn't COVID, I wonder if this would have been a Switch 1/Switch 2 title.
Zelda Notes is a service that's part of the Nintendo Switch app, and it's designed to be.
Yeah, sure, 60 FPS is nice. The app stuff is absolutely bizarre. Again, like navigation, the fucking memories like hidden in an app where you get like new little bits of story. It's bizarre. But yeah, I mean, the performance alone is great, and for people who haven't played these games, and who are you if you haven't? But yeah, if you haven't, sure, this is a great way to replay them or play them for the first time.
That is gonna guide.
But for me, it would just be like, oh, here's a tech demo. I'll download someone's dong, I'll use it for a little bit, and then I'm done, and that would be good enough for me. There's a list of games that are getting free upgrades as well. Oh God, this.
Yep. There we go. Awesome. All right. Boss time.
Too much yapping. Drop the price, Nintendo sauce. I wish I could drop the price for you, chat member. I wish I could, buddy. I got bored of TOTK, watched your stream instead. I guess I'm a good candidate for this re-release. Yeah, maybe. Maybe so. So this leads to this last segment, you know, the GameCube stuff, leads to a question, which is, will we see Wind Waker HD again? And I don't know if we will.
Just hanging out.
Oh my gosh.
I think that the original Wind Waker still has the better, like, there's a lot better about the style without all the, you know, the bloom. But at the same time, there's some nice quality of life stuff. So I would like, you know, the fast sale, for example. And there's an easy solution for that, and it's called Wind Waker Rando. But anyway.
We believe in you, D.
F-Zero, you know, just a great game. So yeah, getting GameCube games is nice. Really, the Treehouse, I think they're going to do more Treehouse over the next couple of days, but, you know, it seems like maybe the next couple of days they're going to do third-party games and show off the FromSoft game, which, again, you know, I'm less interested in a multiplayer FromSoft game, just being honest. Still interested, but not as much. Maybe they'll show off Cyberpunk, which apparently they only have a 7-week-old build for that, so maybe they can improve that, I don't know. But, yeah, I think overall, I wish there were like a couple more titles. You know, maybe like something like a Star Fox or a Kid Icarus. But you know, they revealed Kirby Air Ride, but it's not really ready for gameplay. So we know it's happening. It's just not here. So it's a little bit light in terms of like Switch 2 titles that are purely Switch 2. You have Mario Kart and then Donkey Kong, which launches like a month later. Then you have Metroid Prime 4, which is, I'm counting it as a Switch 2 title, but it's kind of not. Still, those are some, you know, for me, those are going to be some meaty games to dig into. Anything else is just whatever. And, you know, I know chat really wants to talk about the price, and they want me specifically to lower the price. And let me tell you, I would do it in a heartbeat for you, chat. If I could lower the price for you, I would do so. But I don't know if this is going to be a day one purchase for everybody. There's definitely going to be some, you know, in the future, there's going to be more games. So maybe then. But you know how Nintendo is. They don't drop their prices. I mean, a little bit here and there, but not too much. So I do hope. Listen, spamming a Nintendo YouTube chat with drop the price while they're doing Treehouse, I hate to say it, is probably going to fall upon deaf ears. And like I said earlier, when we first started here, is I've been seeing all these images. You know, like that, for example. So let's do a little bit of math. Earthworm Jim 2 release year. 95. Okay. $89. 1995. Inflation. $185. So maybe there are people that weren't around when SNES Doom was $95. And again, this is probably at Toys R Us's discretion to charge $89, $95. But it was hard to find them that much cheaper. Like, yeah, I didn't want Zoop for $55. But what I ended up kind of living through when I was younger, and again, I'm not saying this to justify Nintendo's pricing. I'm really, really fucking not. But just how inflation works and how cartridges were expensive and video games, like, it's kind of surprising that for nearly 20 years, games were just like $50 to $60 flat. And, you know, then DLC, of course, that's how they get you to that $100 price point. But, yeah, with a game in like Earthworm Jim 2, I'm not going to fucking buy Earthworm Jim 2 if it cost like $80 at that time. You know, I was lucky I had $20 in a shoebox. So you know what that was? That was 4 rentals. So I could rent Earthworm Jim 2, realize I didn't like it, then rent Mario RPG again, realized I liked that. So, this is the worst it's been. I want another Crash, to be honest. I don't know if it's the worst it's ever been. I don't. Not after the price I've seen just there. But maybe you're better at the economy than I am. I don't know. I can't defend Nintendo. I feel like they're gouging their customers, but yeah, it's what it is. I hope Nintendo like can lower their prices eventually. And when it comes down to it, and I've had a whole argument about this, the one time people thought I was anti-Nintendo was when I like talked shit about them, saying that when Nintendo is failing, they do more for their consumers. They make a concerted effort to innovate, and they try harder. But it's not just Nintendo, is it? It's also Sony. I have a PlayStation 5, and Sony is very, very comfortable and cushy. And they have 2 games for their console. And I had to buy it for some exclusives so I could play Final Fantasy early, which was kind of dumb of me, but I did it. I don't feel I'm getting value out of this console. So yeah, I just feel like video games in general, electronics, are pretty expensive, and sadly, probably going to get more expensive, especially the past day or two. So that's going to be, who the fuck knows where we're going to be. I have no idea. But let me offer that the Steam Deck is like, what, 350 bucks? 400 bucks? So 350, not bad. 350 for used, I think. 400. So, you know, there's options. It just, for me, all of this depends on how much you really want a new Nintendo system day one. As I said, I've had some time to absorb all this, and I watched the presentation day one. I was whelmed at best. Watching this stuff here makes me more interested. I really want this Donkey Kong game. I'm way more impressed with Mario Kart than I expected to be. I feel like the open world stuff is surprisingly cool. The levels look good. The new mechanics are good. So I'm interested. I want to get these games. I want to play them. As a streamer and as someone who is fortunate in life, thank you, chat, for a large degree of that, I'm going to get it day one if I can. And I'm going to stream this stuff. And you can watch it if you want. And you can tell me drop the price if you want. You can tell me Donkey Kong's face actually killed your dog. Whatever you want. But yeah, I'm going to do that day one, because that's kind of what I do here on the stream. And I am a Nintendo fan. I believe it or not, I'm a PlayStation fan as well. Even though my PlayStation's fan hasn't been turned on in several months now. So that's just going to sit there and collect dust for quite a while, huh? All right, chat. Let's play a video game. Thanks for listening to me rant a little bit. I hope that was okay.
Did DK go flying off?
I don't know what happened.
I don't know, but I like
Whatever
it.
happened, it was serendipitous.
Yeah, it was great. Here we go.
Yes.